Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey, Brad, is it okay to start? Do we have? Is it okay to start? I mean, do we have? If you and I are the only ones on, then I'll spare you, or I'll actually go through it with just you and me. Because man, I tell you what, dude, I have I've read these notes over and over. As a matter of fact, this is actually Barry Clarkson's notes. He left them in the meeting room. I mean, he just left them like I don't want them. Here are all my notes.
You swiped them up.
Somebody come get them. I got them. I got them.
But no, hey, to answer your question, we got well over 20 people, 22 people on here.
Yeah.
Full house.
Okay, awesome. All right. So what we're going to do is, and Brad, and here's the thing. We have 20 people, and that lets us know why we need to go out there and put a whole new big batch in, because we've got 20 people out of 580 people on GroupMe, out of thousands of people that we've brought in, we've got 20 people that want to know what Barry Clarkson talked about in Orlando.
Yeah.
I hope that speaks volumes, as much volume to you as it does to me.
Understood.
Okay, so guys, what I've got my notes from Orlando. And I will tell you that these are notes. A lot of it, they're notes that I wrote down specifically from something Barry said. But, the way I take notes is, Barry will say something, and then, I'll have a thought and I'll write that down as well. So I'm just going to start at the private sales manager meeting that we had from 3 to 5. And then I'm just going to go all the way through my notes from 3 to 5 and then from 7 to 9, and I'm going to cover them. If you have questions, pop them up there in the Q&A. So some of these may be redundant. I may make a point and then maybe a page later make the same point. Just realize that it's just notes, guys. This is not a talk I've got prepared for y'all. This is notes that what Barry Clarkson talked about and key thoughts that I had when Barry was teaching in Orlando, Florida. Okay, number one, width. We just talked about that, Brad. Width, unique writers separates you. So if you want to get separated from the herd, the herd in this industry, width is something that all leaders have. Now width is going to be it's going to be kind of a recurring theme throughout, okay? But width puts you in a position of strength, and width separates you. So width is what? This is you, and width is the amount of people that you're hiring. It's the 7 to 9 people that you're hiring on a monthly basis, the 7 to 9. And that 7 to 9 that you hire on a monthly basis will result in about 2 to 3 unique writers, brand new unique writers a month. Now, in a minute, I'm going to tell you something Barry said to the people that are not hiring 7 to 9. And instead of being in a position of strength, they're in a position of weakness. And here, the people that are in a position of weakness, you always know it by their attitude and by the questions they ask. Just wait, I'll cover that. The Equis way. What is the Equis way? Treat people the way you want to be treated. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Show up every day with a good attitude, be humble, and stay hungry. Man, Barry talked about that for probably 15 minutes, and I'm just going to tell you, dude, I loved it. I loved it because you know what? It's a non-negotiable. You don't have to make money at Equis. You don't even have to go work, and you'll have a spot here. Nobody's going to take it away from you. But if you want if you want to not be at Equis, the number one way to go about it is to absolutely show you have a bad attitude. Call the home office and act like you know what, and just we'll get you moved out to another IMO really, really quick. And that's not to say anything to offend you. It's just saying that, you know what, Barry and the home office, they work hard to serve us. And the only thing they ask is that we treat them the way we would want to be treated, and we treat them with a good attitude. Barry said this, which, you know, I don't hear Barry say this a lot, so that it was pretty cool when he said it. But he said, and I wrote it down specifically because I tend to talk about this a bunch. Barry, not so much. But Barry said the secret to anything you want to accomplish is to learn/realize how powerful your mind is. Ooh, Barry said that? Yeah. The secret to anything you want to accomplish in life is just realizing how powerful your mind is. Any success you have, your mind thoughts will get there before you do physically. That has to happen. You'll never get there physically, then all of a sudden start thinking a certain way. Not going to happen. There are no guarantees in life. Now, this is from Barry Clarkson, who lost his daughter in her early 20s to a horrible disease. And Barry's telling us there are no guarantees in life. Barry did say that from a business standpoint, when you discipline yourself to do the right actions, you tend to get the breaks that you need. Most people quit too soon. Stay at it. This was good. Stay at it till you get 8 to 9 direct regional managers. Now I'm going to pause right here. This was a huge part of the 3 to 5 training with the sales managers. Stay at it is what Barry said. Stay at it. I'm going to build this platform, and I'm going to give you a shot, because I'm going to build a platform with the amount of leads that you need. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to give you a shot. Stay at it until you have 8 to 9 direct regional managers. Consistent B quadrant action. Boy, do we need to list out what that is? Consistent B quadrant action will produce $20,000 to $40,000 a month in overrides. Now, when he said that, the room just went bonkers. 20 to 40,000 in overrides. And then Barry said, calm down, calm down. But if you'll stay at it and you'll trust me, because he says people that go to make 20 to 40,000 a month in overrides, they think it's all the money in the world. And he said, it's not. But he said, if you'll trust me and stay at it for 18, give me 18 more months of doing consistent B quadrant actions. And he says your income, your overrides will go from 20 to 40,000 a month to 120 to 140,000 a month. And Barry says, I don't need to pump you up for him. Barry's got more money he could spend in several lifetimes. So let's look at the State of the Union. End of fourth quarter 2018, Equis Financial. Now, guys, I want you daggum to know this, okay? If you're an agency builder, I'm just telling you, everything that you do needs to be geared toward your regional manager bonus and your equity bonus, okay? And everybody on this Zoom knows what happens to the equity bonus when Equis Financial hits 550 unique writers. Fourth quarter 2018, we averaged 368 unique writers. First quarter of 2019, we averaged 379 writers. No, I'm sorry. I said first quarter, but really January. So fourth quarter 2018, we averaged, what did I say? 368. In January of 2019, we went from 368 to 379. From January 2019 to in February of 2019, we went from averaging 379 to 410. In March of 2019, we went from January 379, February 410, to March 434 unique riders. Guys, what happens when Equis gets to 550 unique riders? January 379, February 410, March 434. Guys, we're on a $63 million run rate. $63 million run rate. Barry says, only people who quit are the ones who think it's okay. Only people who quit are the ones who think it's okay to do so. Persist and watch your success story unfold. Easiest thing in the world is to find a critic and a quitter. Growth never feels like you're growing. Boy, ain't that true. Growth never feels like it never feels like you're moving ahead. It always feels like you're stuck. It always feels frustrating. It's every day having to get over this mindset of, man, all I feel like I'm doing is I'm interviewing people. I'm not hiring anybody. And the ones I'm hiring, they're not doing anything. If you'll stay in that process, stay in that process. That's the process of growth. Put in your time. Set a daily action goal and hit it. That's what Barry said. Set a daily action goal and actually hit it. So what's your daily action goal? B quadrant. See, there's some of y'all on this builders training and you're still thinking that I'm talking about your sales activities. I'm not talking about your sales activities on here. I'm not talking about that. Your sales activities is only a job at the very best. The activities that I'm talking about on this training is your B quadrant activities. And that's what we've got to get consistent. And if there's 20 people on this Zoom meeting, we can fill a coliseum full of people if we'll put our backs up to each other and we'll go out there and run. If we've got 5 people on this Zoom meeting tonight, we can fill a coliseum if we'll go do it. If you're, oh, this is good. Please, if you're doing something right now and you're distracted, please stop and just listen to this right here. If you're going to be a real builder, if you're going to be a builder at Equis Financial, you can't spend 1 second thinking about attrition. You'll never figure out a way to stop a quitter from quitting. Man, ain't that true? That's what Barry said. If you're going to be a real builder at Equis Financial, you can't spend 1 second. I'm guilty of that. You can't spend 1 second thinking about attrition. You'll never figure out a way to stop a quitter from quitting. Leaders, your contract level, Barry taught this, your contract level is a license to print money. Your contract level, and I know what contract level you're on, and it's darn good, and you have the ability, if you will go do it, you have the ability to hire people on a part-time basis that'll go out there and write 2 to 3 applications a month, and you'll override those applications 25, 30%. It's a license to print money. The mortgage protection leads, they're flowing. Mortgage protection leads are coming in so fast, it's incredible. Strong fundamentals. Learn to recruit across. And guys, final expense, we haven't even gotten started. Okay, so when I talk about mortgage protection leads, just know, guys, we've got the ability to generate 90,000 final expense leads every month. I mean, come on. Like, Really, okay, so strong fundamentals. Learn to recruit across the kitchen table. We have to get people recruiting, especially people that are in mortgage protection sales. We have to get them recruiting the people that they're going to see. Darren Willis, who's part-time, now an equity bonus recipient, Darren Willis exploded because he implemented the ERS system with recruiting. So every person that he or anybody on his team, every time they sold somebody, they didn't do the ERS system for sales referrals like most people do. They did the ERS system by tell me who you know that you think may be open to making money. Tell me who you know that may be open to come helping us because we need help at Equis Financial. And they would get that list of 2 to 3 people and they would call to offer business opportunity. I love it. Warm market recruiting and sales go hand in hand. The Equis Tough Tour, the last stop, is in Orlando, Florida on August the 1st. August the 1st through 3rd, which is our summer conference in Orlando, Florida. It's going to be rocking. Learn to promote, but never beg. I like that. Learn to promoting is not begging. Learn to promote, but never beg. Builders boost. Okay, listen to this, guys. This is really important. Barry Clarkson wants to invest in his RMs, his regional managers. So here's another incentive for you to go regional manager. Office and admin, your office and your admin is part of Equis's infrastructure. Barry Clarkson wants 150 Equis offices across the country. Barry's willing to pay you to open an office. When you're a qualified regional manager, if you have an office, Barry's going to pay you an additional bonus. This is not taking the place of your regional manager. You're still going to get your regional manager bonus. This is a bonus in additional to that helps pay for your office and your admin. So you think Barry's going all in with you, the regional managers? You better believe it. So that's called Builders Boost. Barry will be rolling that out. But Barry and Equis, they want to invest in its RMs, in the infrastructure. Barry talked about this quite a bit. I'll probably weave some of it out as I go down through my notes. But, I mean, Barry basically just said, what more can Bill Martin do to train people? I mean, seriously, the topic of training people, what more can Bill Martin do to train people? Ask the biggest producers. This is what Barry challenged everybody in the room. He says, go ask the biggest producers at Equis Financial. Go interview them and ask how much training they had. Training. Ask how much training they had. Go ask Charlotte Nicotri. Go ask Gail Hammond. Go ask Russ Tessman. Go ask Kerry Wysong. Go ask Tanya Hughes. Go ask Brandon Hall. Go ask these people, how much training did you have when you got started in the insurance sales business? I think you'll be amazed at their answers. Barry just says the ones that are going to do it will do it, period. And seriously, I mean, and Barry just held his hands up in the air. What more do you want Bill Martin to do? And when you have the guy who quits because he said he didn't get trained, ask him how many Wednesday webinars he actually plugged into. Fair enough. Builders have to influence their team to recruit. Understand the power of getting your people telling the Equis story. Equis is also getting ready to roll out something called current client leads. Listen to this, guys. Did y'all hear Chris Tinsman on Friday's call? Did y'all hear Chris Tinsman talk about the power of doing annual reviews? Okay, listen to this. Equis is getting ready to roll this out. 14,000. There are 14,000 orphan policy holders at Equis Financial. This means there are 14,000 people who own a policy that no longer have an agent at Equis Financial. You're going to have the ability, if you want to get these 14,000 or a percentage of these 14,000, to make sure that you go service them. Will all of them result in a new sale? No, that's not the point. The point is that it's a client that you will now be allowed to service because you're a part of Equis Financial and people need servicing. 14,000 orphan policyholders. Barry talked about how much value we have. Why? Because of our ability to get into middle income America. He talked about how it's when he's dealing with these insurance carriers, how just incredible it is that they don't know how to penetrate the middle income America market. And he says, you guys that learn how to go out there and build a regional manager, and you can go out there and build a team of 10 to 15 people writing business on a monthly basis. He talked about the value that you had to these insurance carriers. You have tremendous value to these insurance carriers. Also, listen to this. Barry talked about reducing the regional manager. He talked about reducing the regional manager number of unique writers from 15 to 10. And Barry says, do you know why I did that? And the answer that came from most people was you wanted to make it easier for people to go regional manager. Barry said, that's not it at all. He said, people that will get 10 writing agents would have eventually gotten 15. So I didn't lower, listen to this, Ollie and Mike, this was awesome. He said, I didn't lower the regional manager requirement so that somebody would go regional manager that wouldn't have ordinarily gone regional manager. He says, I wholeheartedly believe that if somebody can go get 10, if they're willing to go get 10, they would have been willing to get 15. He said, the reason I lowered it to 10 was for you, so that you can break a regional manager quicker, so that you can get the equity bonus quicker. Boy, when he said that, I could have started crying. That's powerful. And he talked about this net money, no chargeback, free money. And he just talked to people about, hey, listen, it's free money. It's money that's coming from Equis that I, Barry Clarkson, decided to give you. Man, why don't you just bank it for about 3-4 years? Like, don't spend it. Don't spend it. Just bank it for 3-4 years. See what happens. You can't hide at Equis Financial. The leaderboard, the district manager leaderboard, the sales manager leaderboard, the regional manager leaderboard, the regional marketing director leaderboard. You can't hide at Equis Financial. The third step to being a leader is figuring out how to get results. And Barry hit on that. I mean, really, really well. Like playing it safe. Like, it's time to start figuring it out, and it's time to start. And I'm not going to repeat what he said, but it's time to start getting your butt moving. He did talk about quality of people quite a bit, and talked about your eyeballs being the conviction that attracts people. He did say that right now we're averaging about a 48% close ratio on our mortgage protection A leads. right now, with the leads that we have in-house, we have the ability through mortgage protection and just through the leads we already have through final expense, we have the ability to be doing 2,500 apps a week. Barry's commitment is to give us the platform to make this life-changing. Barry's commitment is to give us the platform to make this life-changing. The equity bonus, the office admin bonus. He's also looking at doing some co-op advertising, local co-op advertising with his regional managers. Guys, when I say Barry's going all in with his regional managers, he's going all in with his regional managers. All right. People want to know what they have to do to win. No BS. People want to know what they have to do to win. No BS. Equis Financial is a lunch pail and a hard hat. That's the Equis mentality. We're right now working to become a great company. Success comes with a price. Decide if you're going to pay it. You get what you fight for. The families we serve have this in common. Their family would be devastated if something happened to the breadwinner. If living benefits, final expense, tax-free retirement, retirement protection, and business ownership, if that does not create a passion, then Equis Financial is not the right fit for you. So if you can't create a passion around living benefits, final expense, tax-free retirement, retirement protection, and business ownership, if you can't create a passion around at least one of those, I mean, like, I don't know what else Equis would have to offer you. 6-point profile. This is when he really dove in and talked about quality. Number one, 25 to 50-year-olds. Now, I don't know why he jumped up to 50. I don't know. Maybe he's just really trying to not offend people. I mean, I'm 51. So, I mean, offend me all you want to. But I'll tell you what, the bell curve that I learned was 25 to 35. Hire young, sharp, productive local people. Young, sharp, productive local people that have a lot of energy. Number two, married. More so married than not. Number three, kids. Number four, employed. Number five, they have a mortgage. And number six, they're healthy. So what's the 6-point profile? If we want to stack the odds in our favor, what's the 6-point profile? Number one, 25 to 35. Number two, married. Number three, have children. Number four, employed. Number five, have a mortgage. Number six, relatively healthy. Learn, develop the skill of creating distribution. If you will do this, if you will develop the skill of, analyze this in your business. In your business, how many writers do you have based on your leadership? Because that's whose leadership it is. It's not Barry's, it's yours. How many writing agents do you have on a weekly basis? How much production is your team averaging? Okay? Seriously, I mean, I want you thinking about, I want you to write that down. How many unique writers do you have on a weekly basis? How many unique writers do you have on a monthly basis? How much production are you submitting to those carriers? How much of that production are you getting issue paid? Guys, if you want to look at the quality of your leadership, there it is. There it is. Make changes if you have to, but right now it's time to tweak, or it's time to turn the dial all the way. But like, there's no more hiding. There's no more playing it safe. There's no, like, I mean, come on. Distribution is twofold: quantity and quality. You produce quantity and your business is not quality, you will not be in business long term. Not with Equis, but you won't be in business long term with the insurance carriers. You develop the reputation of setting up crappy business, and I'm just telling you, insurance companies, they're not going to do it. When people bring up the topic of training, oh, this is good. Now, this is kind of going back. Barry was kind of, okay. When people bring up the topic of training, oftentimes what they're really asking is how do I get someone who doesn't want to do it to do it? So when people bring up issues around training, what they're oftentimes wanting to know is how do I get somebody to do it that really don't want to do it? Like they're really not going to put forth the action to do it, but how can we train them to do it? So true. Barry said that the person that is usually complaining about training is usually the person that's not in the process of hiring 7 to 9 quality people on a monthly basis. Fair enough. Fair enough. Usually the person complaining about training is the person that's not hiring 7 to 9 quality people a month. Barry says we can't grow with pretenders. We have to have performers. The Equis opportunity is 5-fold. Number one, Equis is committed. Now, Barry talked a lot about his commitment to the lead system. And Barry says when we go through bouts of not producing enough leads, he can't sleep at night. And if there's one thing he will always promise us is putting us in the very best position to get as many mortgage protection and final expense leads, direct mail leads that we can get. Is he doing that, guys? He's killing it. I mean, he's investing. Check this out, guys. $100,000 a month in a postage bill. $100,000 postage bill. Number two. So number one was the lead system. Number two is the insurance carriers. Number three is the infrastructure. And he talked about the Asheville home office and the Lynchburg home office. I mean, they've got right at 50 home office employees. He talked about technology. He's invested over $1.7 million in technology alone. And he talked about training. He talked about the training center. He talked about Bill Martin and Wednesday webinars. So he did talk about training, but that's the Equis opportunity. Okay, I'm gonna end up talking about this. This is the equity bonus. So if you're taking notes, and by the way, if there's any questions, you post them on there because I'm almost done. Okay, so our average monthly premium is $90 a month. Our average annualized premium is around $1,080. He talked about how the Equis report card is the success of the men and women who are serving families. Equis will be a great company when we have hundreds of people making 7 figures and thousands of people making 6 figures. When he said that, I just went, think about that, guys. Equis will be a great company when we have hundreds of people making 7 figures and we have thousands of people making 6 figures. So here's the equity bonus, 3 levels. 3 levels. First level, first tier equity bonus. You'll see that. First tier equity bonus. You have to have one regional manager and $175,000 in paid business. That's a month. So to average 175,000 in paid business, you've got to average 41 applications a week. Barry thinks that qualifying for first tier equity bonus for the builder that gets out there and gets after it, they can qualify for the first tier equity bonus within 18 months. It's an 18-month project. So take the amount of submitted business, times it by 78% issue, okay? 78% is just what they times it. It's just an average issue rate, 78% issue times 88%. They allow for 12% in lapses. So times 88% times, okay, the first tier equity bonus is 1/4 of a point, which is 0.0025%. Guys, I can just tell you today, I mean, it was so awesome that, I was on my way to Wilmington this morning, and Kim called me up and she was like, I'm getting ready to make your day. And I went, what? She said, do you know what day it is? And I'm like, no, I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what, it's pretty neat that it wasn't too long ago that if we were coming up on a bonus day, we would have known that we're coming up, like tomorrow's the 15th. That means tomorrow's Christmas. That means Santa Claus is coming down the chimney. That means we got something good. Stay by, monitor the bank account, and let's see the very moment it shows up. So today, neither one of us, it's like, what was that? Oh, well, I looked at our bank account and it was bonus day. The equity bonus was over $6,500. Our regional manager bonus was over $3,300. I don't say that to brag. I just say that to let y'all know that it's real. I promised Barry Clarkson, I said, Barry, man, we're horrible. I said, why is it that we don't talk about the equity bonus more? Why is it that we don't talk about the region? We've got the best kept secret in the world, and nobody talks about it. Yeah, Jared will talk every now and then about making 7 figures. Think about it, guys. He's making over $80,000 a month. Cash flowing over $80,000. He's cash flowing over $21,000 a week. How much does he talk about it? A little bit, not much. Getting 2-tier equity bonus. So if my equity bonus, my first tier equity bonus, if it was $6,500 a day, the dude got a $13,000 equity bonus. What did he get regional manager bonus? I don't know. It had to have been a couple $1,000s. So, the dude got $15,000 on just bonus money today. Man, I have to figure out a way to talk about it where I don't want to feel like I'm bragging or I'm just telling you. I just want to get in some people's faces and just go, look, dude, this is real money that they'll pay you. This is not lead credit. This is real money. This goes into your bank account and they don't ask for it back. Guys, when Equis hits 550 writing agents, that equity bonus is going to go up. And the average production at 550 writing agents with the increase in the equity bonus payout, the average equity bonus will be paying out somewhere around just shy of probably $15,000 a month. I think it's crazy. I got to figure out how to talk about it more. So 3 tiers to the equity bonus. Number 1, first tier, second tier, third tier. what you really need to understand is that first tier is you with one regional manager. A regional manager is 10 writing agents doing $50,000 a month in paid business. If you have one regional manager, you put yourself in qualifying for first tier equity bonus. If you have 3 frontline regional managers, you put yourself in a position to qualify for 2-tier equity bonus. And if you have 5 regional managers, 5 frontline regional, they don't have to be direct to you, they could be 10 in depth, but if they're frontline regional managers, 5 frontline regional managers, and you get 3 times the equity bonus, 3rd tier equity bonus. So in closing, Barry said there's 3 reasons why people won't make it. Number 1 is lack of activity, lack of work. That's the number 1 reason people won't make it. Number 2, lack of money. And he urged people to protect their cash flow and be sure that you're investing your cash flow in growing your team. Number 3, no personal plan. Barry talked a lot about you have to know what you have to do every single day. You have to know what you have to do every single day. Any questions? I mean, that's my notes. Thanks for hanging out with me a little bit. It's 10 o'clock. Brad, we don't have any. I'm looking at I would see the questions, wouldn't I?
Yes, you would. No, there's nothing on there.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Anything anybody wants to talk about? I'm excited about tomorrow for our 10 o'clock leaders call. We are going to have Dee Dee Carter on as a guest. Dee Dee's going to talk about her final expense experience. And it's always great to have Dee Dee on. She's phenomenal. I think she removes all the excuses that anybody would have. I mean, seriously, guys. I mean, somebody that was basically homeless that went and sat down with Mike Hall and said, you know, hey, I got to do something. And she went out there and started knocking on doors. And, man, she went to making she made about $100,000 in about 5 or 6 months, and the rest is history. Pretty cool success story. So we've got Dee Dee Carter tomorrow morning. She's going to be talking about her final expense success, what she sees in the final expense, Equis final expense, that right now we're exploding all over the United States, especially Raleigh, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, all over North and South Carolina. Okay.
John, we got a question there from Daniel McCrae. You see it?
Yeah, repeat what you said about investing in your team. Barry just talked about protecting your cash flow and being sure. I mean, if you want to grow your business, there has to be investment in growing your business. Travel. I mean, Barry talked a lot about. He feels like that what's handicapping a lot of people is he feels like people are just trying to recruit over the phone. They're just trying to recruit by staying in an office, you know, and, you know, he just made the statement that you know, if it's your season of life to coach your kids baseball or t-ball or whatever, he says more power to you. But he says for those of you guys that are in growth mode, you got to grow your business. He said it's not going to happen on the phone. It's not going to happen behind a desk. He said you better be getting out and putting your eyeballs on people. And I love that. But it's an investment. It's an investment. When you book an airplane, you know, when you go book a meeting, when you go, if you've got a couple and there's 3 states away and you think they're pretty sharp, I mean, guys, I mean, what would happen if you just invested in the afternoon to go fly to them and take them out to lunch? What would happen? See, let me tell you what happens. When you up your commitment, your team will grow. Then you get some people say, no, I ain't driving 2 states away. I ain't flying 2 states away to go grab lunch with somebody that ain't done nothing. If they'll get up and sell, I'll go sit down and talk to them. Okay. But Barry talked a lot about that. Any other questions out there? That was actually a good one. Okay. All right, guys, if there are no more questions, you know how much I love you. I do believe in this team. I think it's the greatest team on earth. I appreciate you big time. And you know what? No more playing it safe. No more playing it safe. The stakes are way too high. A lot of money to be made out there. And Barry's investing in the platform to make it real for us to be able to go out there and do it. So let's go roll. God bless you guys. Thanks, Brad Turner.